All right. Looks like we are underway so far. This is probably match 1. Let's go straight to it. It is underway. Looks like we're about 4.5 minutes in. I'll just start the timer now. Obviously fix these. And
it is indeed the first race of this Dorian match, and they did start 5 minutes ago.
Nice, thanks for checking that. And let me just fix.
Convenient race from Axis. So what do we have here? A lot of heart containers for Arborelia, but they're all empty.
Yeah, that's not ideal. You need regen.
Titanium Rapier, which is like 4 damage with this Torture Strength and the built-in Ring of Might. Crate is just running that Titanium Cat.
Ooh, and a Ring of War swap. It's really good. Nice. Arborelia gonna make their way out of here, trying to just stay alive. Of course, Dorian on half a heart is so scary. It's so easy to just get suddenly dunked, or to forget your boots or something of that sort. And of course, with the frog socks, we're not protected from this coals, so this is going to be a very long exit. Meanwhile, Crate taking a
very mindful of the boot toggles, especially in Zone 3 where shove monsters are a thing, because if you move, even if it's not on of your own volition, you are going to take damage.
Yes. Yeah, you do not want that. It adds up quickly. All right.
We're about to say that Crate was...
Yeah, Crate was taking some big hits, but did find a Shrine of Cheese, so got themselves back up. They were at 1 heart. Yeah, the main story of Dorian, as far as I can tell, is do you have healing of some kind? And neither of them do. So that's part of what's making this so scary. You kind of rely on what you can find on the floor. There's another apple.
It's pretty much that. Just get a weapon, get some food, get going.
Yeah. Heal spell is like incredible for Dorian, if you can.
Or an excellent weapon with a ring of regen.
Yeah, that's always, I feel like, a little hard to do. I don't know why. Maybe it's just been my experience with Dorian, but I just don't seem to get to a place where I'm feeling comfortable swapping off my weapon. Or off my ring, I mean. We'll see.
If you get something like a Titanium Cat and an extra damage up, say that Torture Strength that Arborelia found, then I feel it's totally valid to swap off the Ring of Might if you find regen, because that's 3 damage. And a way to get your parry lined up the way you want. Because that is another big thing with Dorian. Can you get the parry the way you want it? And Cat lets you move 1 tile at a time without taking damage in some cases. And it's so important to be able to do that with Dorian.
Yeah, you want that kind of flexibility. And Arborelia is going to find this cheese. And is going to be... actually, I'd say has a better build here. You know, Blast Helm's really good. The Torch is nice. But, and also trying to get these heals. There's 2 juicy heals sitting there with the Shop Bro. Not quite lining them up, though. Nope.
Just been
gotta move over 1.
Oh, all the heals with that Shop Bro in Zone 4 as soon as she found the item. The Crate found Heal Spell in the boss chest, which, you know, does the same thing, but better, easier.
Yeah, less, especially on Dorian when you're trying to just finagle. It's really hard to do. Hard to move around and get yourself situated with it. And it is going to be Crate there. Of course, Zone 5 is always over in the blink of an eye. This is not an accurate time. It's about 8.5 minutes. Crate takes game 1. You can see that Arborelia was able to get their health all the way back up almost, which is pretty solid. Finding extra heart containers is also really, really good, but... unfortunately, because of going down to such low health, it did seem that was one of the major factors as to why Arborelia was just a bit behind Crate, but this should continue to be a really good matchup. These two are pretty evenly matched, I think, in Dorian. I had a good matchup against Arborelia in Dorian. It's very good.
I know that Crate is really good at cadence, but I don't know if all the skills translate to Dorian, because he has very different playstyle. Dorian, I mean.
Yeah, that's true.
The main example I can think of is broadswords. Broadswords are not that great on cadence. They can be good, but not that great.
They're good. Come on.
I couldn't resist teasing you about them. But yeah, no joke, they're good on Dorian because they hit the diagonals you can't just reach on the dagger. It's one of the ways to adjust parity that I was mentioning.
Yeah, it sort of accounts for some parity. You don't actually fix your positioning, but you are able to hit the things that you normally wouldn't be able to. And that's really good.
Right, and race 2 is starting.
Yep. So far, we got Arborelia out to a somewhat early lead. Crate actually just took a trap door and did get down to 1-2. Has a few mini bosses to deal with. Or maybe just leave that bat alone. And be chasing this Minotaur.
With the pickaxe, we can just get out of the trapdoor arenas. But we have a vacation Minotaur, but we can just tank it.
Yeah, put an end to that. Costing a whole heart of damage. But a ring of regen. Now, do you take a ring of regen early? This is the problem, because Dorian 1 damage dagger is awful, especially fighting a dragon. This is going to be... Watch how terrible this is. It's literally the worst. I would be having some massive second thoughts if I was Crate right now.
It is a tough decision. Like for Arborelia, absolutely not a swap. Because we have the regen from the blood weapon and the crown of thorns.
Oh, yeah, that's really nice.
Damage.
Yeah, Arborelia has a great build right now. Blood weapon's awesome for Dorian. I would probably want to get rid of that staff at some point. I don't think staffs are particularly good.
But yeah, 2 damage block weapons are incredible. Just so good. I wouldn't swap it if I was Arborelia here. So it's a staff, which is not as easy to play as other weapons can be. But
yeah, when you
weapon.
Can't set like parity so easily. Unlike Crate, who just actually got a titanium rapier, and we'll see if Arborelia goes for that. They are going to go for it. They still do have regen, so that's probably the right call.
And now Crate with that ring of regen is really happy about his build. That's the point I was talking about. You get a great weapon, you're happy about ring of regen on Dorian because you want to tank things.
But in Crate's position, absolutely could not have accounted for getting something like a titanium rapier.
Yeah, he was hoping for it. It's a gamble, but sometimes you have to.
What is happening? Food rooms are some of the worst to try and navigate.
With the what should we call it? The bombed walls. It was doable to line up the parity.
Yeah, that was far from optimal though from Crate.
Yeah, ended up taking
Arborelia's gonna do a little faster.
But it is fine. That's what the regen is here for.
True. What's really annoying is the boss arenas, because it doesn't place you in a place that's easy to get to the exit again. You know what I mean? Like most of them, the travel runes send you to where the travel rune is, but in the boss arena, you go to a travel rune, go to a place that is not where the travel rune is for some reason.
That is something to be very careful of if you are a monk. I may or may not have died to it. I just teleporting on to gold.
Yeah. Good character. Okay, and Arborelia gonna continue to push this, and with a heal spell, which of course Crate has already gotten. Now, heal spell's kind of fun, and by fun I mean awkward, when you're trying to leave, and you gotta like toggle your boots off, and then use the iframe heal, and then toggle your boots back on again. It can be kind of janky, but a little heal buffer there from Crate. Lots of regen on this seed. This is a very good seed.
And already on to core riff by 4 minutes. Yeah, not as fast as Dorian can go, but who cares when you can be safe?
Yeah, well, when you're racing, you know, you only have to be faster than your opponent.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'd say that anything, sub 6 is really good with Dorian. But we've seen sub 4 runs and stuff, so Dorian can be really fast.
And I just got reminded that I forgot to send you my Dorian PB I got last week.
Oh, what'd you get?
Other news. I already forgot, but
That's all right. Huge news regardless.
654 to 5 something
Nice.
on CoNDOR mods.
Oh, wow, legal. Telemonkey for crate. Well done. That's awesome. Yeah, I think my Dorian PB has been pretty stable at like little over 5 minutes. But I know Tang got a sub 4 that was reported on. That's pretty nuts.
Tang.
Tang. All right, a little awkward parody here with that ogre. I was going to say, bombs are not nearly as important for Dorian as they are for many of the other characters, including Cadence. But they're still helpful. They help you sort of fix some parity issues or some awkward room setups.
I would say they are pretty good to evade the swarms that will be coming after you because of all the scoots you're doing with leaping.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, if you're in Zone 4, opening all the rooms and just scooting to the exit room, you have 10 Blade Masters coming after you, except you don't get Blade Masters on Dorian, but you get me.
Yeah.
And you see that swarm coming after you, you just place a bomb or two, and it's dealt with.
True. Yeah.
Even more true if you do find big bombs, in which case they're just got, like...
Yeah, the huge radius is pretty helpful.
Also, we're seeing something that should be illegal in Zone 4 is that spike trap on goo under a nightmare cloud that Arborelia jumped into.
Oh, what? You're right. What is that doing there?
That is one of the things that are very fair and very balanced.
Wait, so do you take like double damage from that trap?
Yes.
Oh.
You do. Yeah, I remember a race back a few months back where Ribbon just died to something it did not see, and it was one of those goose spike traps under a nightmare cloud.
Oh my goodness. Brutal.
All kinds of cool. And in the meantime, great one.
Yeah, great run from Arborelia, keeping that one close. Probably could have pushed a little bit harder given their regen situation, but that's a solid 641. That's pretty quality speed there from Crate. So GG's. Good old Dorian racing. I gotta say, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, and it changes from Cadence. It's a very different kind of meta, and it's refreshing. Love to see some different characters.
Yeah, so far we've done what was it? Melody, then Nocturna, then Diamond as side characters, and now Dorian. I mean, Diamond always has a special place for me. Love Diamond, but I think Dorian has proven surprisingly good for me. I did not expect Dorian to be this good a racing character, but I think because it's quick and there's some decent catch-up potential with how fast you are, and I think that makes for a big difference. If you are behind, you can really push with this character.
Yeah, thanks to leaping, you can just go zoom.
Yeah, plus the armor, you've got defense. I think one of the sort of counters that potentially is starting with a compass, because your opponent also starts with a compass. So while that's going to help you go fast, it's also going to make them go fast.
Well, I would say Dorian is one of those best racing characters because sudden deaths just pretty much don't happen.
True. Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, and sudden deaths really do take away from racing. You have to make some tournaments have all kinds of different sort of layouts and stuff to make sudden death characters more raceable. So like Spoody's awesome Coda tournaments, they're great, but you really have to like account for the fact that Coda is a sudden death character.
They're amazing, but they're also very referee intensive.
Yes, you would know a thing or two about that.
Yep, I've done the Coda tournaments like for the last 3 years, I believe, and yeah, they're immense fun, but yeah, gotta have eyes everywhere.
Yeah, seriously, catching flag plants and all that. All right, we are pretty much even Steven here. Gonna be picking up the obsidian flail over the rapier. I'm not too sure about that. We'll see.
I like it. That's damage, that's multi-hits. And with leaping, it's not as snaggy as it looks.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Okay.
Essentially, you can just go zoom for most of the floor, and when the swarm catches up to you, you just mop everything around you.
Yeah, I mean, it was more in contrast to the rapier, which, you know, has that move attack parity making thing. But of course, the best of all is this broadsword. So,
oh, I thought you were going to say that about the whip that Crate just found.
Oh, God,
and
no.
I was ready to be outraged.
I would never. No, I only meme about the broadsword, not the whip. All right, a nice luck charm kill there, but they did cost Arborelia a couple to
Yeah, had to tank the armadillo here.
But Arborelia is in the lead here, down 2-0 to Crate. But this broadsword just putting in work.
Yep. And Crate is gonna drop the flawless here, getting knighted. Classic deep blue Dorian.
Yeah, now it's not going to be too big of an issue because Arborelia did check red and it was just a monkey's paw, which is not that valuable and sometimes detrimental.
No, speaking of sometimes detrimental, grenades.
Let's
on
go.
Dorian, you way too often just yeet a grenade and leap right into it.
Yeah, it's very easy to kill yourself with a grenade. Nice little slip slide though for Arborelia. Crate gonna pick up a potion. There's the potion for Arborelia now. Crate did take the lead temporarily. It looks like still has it for now anyways. Doing a quick shot peek, but there's not much in there. Gonna, I guess, check. Okay, no, this is good. Fireball's good.
Just gonna answer chat here. The beeping noise is the yard work that you mentioned earlier. Just heard.
Yeah, it's the robots. The robots doing the yard work here. They have completed the first cycle of their, leaf blower 5000. Will blast all the leaves onto the road for some reason.
It's a funny thing you should say that. I've recently been into a game that's kind of the idle game kind of.
Is it Power Washer game?
And it's actually leaf blowers.
Oh no! I hate leaf blowers so much.
There's no sound effects, at least in my game. I turn everything off then.
Like, leaf blowers are the kazoos of yard work, let's be honest.
That is the spot on comparison I was not expecting today.
Listen, I know that's a hot take, but seriously. And we all know my feels on kazoos. Anyways, the beeping was actually a bread maker, so that was on my end.
Oh, bread maker. Close enough. You can make some bread in the yard instead.
Oh, sure, yeah. Blow that bread around with the... Oh, the freeze with that ogre. That was a good freeze. Clutch play.
That was excellent freeze, yeah. And on 243 already. I'm gonna grab some dilly monkeys. Just gonna go all over the place.
Awkward
into
exit.
The exit room. Back to the shop.
So sketchy.
That was exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
This grenade itself.
Jumping right out of the way of it, just in time. Arborelia having a little bit of a struggle here in 4-2, just trying to get out. But he's going to get it here. There we go. But a full floor behind. But even the zone 4 floor is not that long for Dorian.
Yeah, Craig's already done with the zone 4 boss. It was death metal, easy with the fireball.
Oh! The snag on the electro zombie while it was frozen.
Yeah, that's the main issue with Dorian Flail. It's zone 5. It's still gonna be to remain at full health thanks to cookies and the crown of thorns, and even if that fails, there's the potion to fall back on.
Yeah, honestly, Crate's looking pretty solid here. Just needs to wrap this one up. 2 more floors. Arborelia coming in though. But there's really not a whole lot Arborelia has unless she starts using her grenades a lot more. I think you gotta really try to utilize the things that make you go fast, and grenades are a thing that will clear out a room.
Yeah, Crate has the spells going for him that Arborelia doesn't, and with, freeze on Core Riff, that's the best thing you want. Just double poke.
You know what else can clear out a room? Leaf blowers. All right. Crate getting the third win there, with Arborelia not too far behind.
Leaf blowers for Necrodons will win. I suppose you could do that in Synchrony.
With what, sorry? Oh, Synchrony?
Synchrony, yeah.
A leaf blower weapon?
Like a blunderbuss without the knockback.
I mean, we all know that wind mages are the leaf blowers of the enemy. All right. Well, Crate's going to 3-0 Arborelia, but that is definitely not the story of the match. It was a close one. Game 2 especially. Really, really fun. So GG's to all the racers. Good times. CoNDOR XII. Thank you, QP, for coming in and doing some commentary with me.
Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure.
Always. And yeah, I think I'm going to go play some Coda. So I'm going to go do